107.6 defensive rating in the last 15 games for this starting unit on the court, and tonight was a great test for them facing the defending champs. Well, in the first quarter, Ausar Thompson showcased why he's the main reason for their defensive success. They have a 109.3 defensive rating with him on the court for the entire season, and tonight he was dominating on that end once again. The annoying thing for opposing stars is he defends the whole entire shot clock. 19 seconds, look where he's picking up Tatum, smelling his breath off ball, just hanging on him, being physical, and things of that nature. Eventually, Tatum gets the rock over the head because the first screen attempt doesn't work, so he's trying to get him back into that screen. And you pause it here, it looks like Thompson's screwed. It's like, oh, Jason Tatum, he got him. Somehow, someway, he slivers his way to stay connected with Jason Tatum. 99% of the league in that situation is getting screened. But Thompson is that 1%. And eventually, it's just too much for Tatum and he loses control of the basketball. And this is something like no one ever mentions, but you could tell fatigue was setting in for Jason Tatum as the quarter went on. But keep in mind, J.B. Bickerstaff gave Ausar Thompson like a 3-minute rest during the first quarter. So Ausar has all this energy. But Jason Tatum, he's been running the show the whole quarter. He's gassed. So Ausar Thompson picking him up at the half-court line, he can't just blow by Thompson. He doesn't have it in him right now. And you could tell the physicality and Thompson staying in front was annoying Tatum. Luckily, he gets a good screen from his big man, but he loses his handle a bit, and this is where the fatigue really sets in. He makes a mindless pass that ends up in a turnover. And then he commits a silly foul. Next defensive possession, same old story. And you can tell Tatum, he's feeling his ego a bit. He's like, I want to show that I can take him and destroy him in the ISO situation. But Thompson is just glued onto him 24/7. The push-off doesn't work, and then he's trying to get physical with him downhill. It doesn't work. He pokes it loose, and then once again, it leads to an easy fast break score. All of these buckets are not going to count as points for Ausar Thompson, but let's be real, they should. Again, the next defensive possession. You see him in the corner, you're like, oh, he's not going to do anything during this possession. He's going to take it off. He deserves it after being a beast. However, he sees Peyton Pritchard and Keita, and he's like, I think I can conquer. Great job by Marcus Sasser picking up his guy in the corner just in case. And the rest is history. He's just too quick with those hands, pokes it loose, and now he's running in transition again, creates a three-pointer. First miss, but it goes right back to him, and he knocks it down. Again, give those points to Ausar. Guess what? He makes an impact again the next defensive possession, but this is also the last possession I'm going to break down. So Tatum's trying to screen for Pritchard to get Ausar off of him. He reads that perfectly. He's like, okay, I know I have the speed to show on Peyton Pritchard to give my teammate the time to get back on him. So just like that action was worthless. Pritchard decides to ISO because that's all he can do, and guess who eats him alive? Eventually, it leads to a shot clock violation. And just like that, the Pistons end the first quarter up by 9 points. And those little segments within a game are so huge because think about it. The Celtics are going into the second quarter. Jason Tatum's going to be resting for a while because he played that whole entire first quarter. And with him on the court, you won those minutes by a wide margin. Oh, by the way, Cade Cunningham was resting on the bench during that time as well. It just completely flips the momentum, and it also allows the Detroit Pistons to control the game. And you saw the Boston Celtics in this very game came back and tied it at halftime. But without that spurt led by Ausar Thompson's defense, they would have been down at halftime. Depending on the first round matchup, I really believe that the Pistons can win a first round series. I think if they face the Pacers, Tyrese Haliburton is going to struggle a lot versus Thompson. Jalen Brunson will struggle a lot versus Thompson. And then you got Cade Cunningham on the other end of the floor that presents matchup issues that you can target these smaller guard players. I would be a little worried about the Bucks because I think Giannis would have his way. But I think against guard-oriented teams that really need their guard to show up because they're the star player, I think this Pistons team really can take advantage of that.